Have you ever met someone who checks every box except the ones where they show up emotionally? They're smart, successful, attractive, they text you back, they're polite, but still something always feels off. They don't do anything wrong, but then that is what makes it so confusing because they smile when you cry, but then they don't hold you. They ask how your day was, but they never tell you how theirs felt. They're physically present but emotionally absent. And this is for the woman who dated him and the man who is him. And for everyone who's ever wondered, why do men seem so emotionally blocked? I think we've all had this moment when you are in the early stages of dating someone. The conversation is easy, the chemistry is real. When it starts to get intimate, not physically but emotionally, something shifts. He pulls back, goes quiet, changes the subject, says he doesn't want to rush. But you were not rushing, you were just being real. And you start questioning yourself that maybe I'm being too much, maybe I'm moving too fast, maybe I just need to be more chill, more cool, more casual. But that voice in your gut, that the one that keeps saying that something is just not adding up, that is not insecurity, that is intuition. And it's trying to tell you that this man is not emotionally available, and no amount of warmth will melt a wall that he is not ready to take down. So, let's understand the psychology behind this man. This is ChatGPT Reacts, and let's break this down. Okay, so ChatGPT Reacts. Number one is the avoidant attachment, the don't get too close pattern. Let's start with the most common reason, avoidant attachment. Men with this style often grew up in environments where vulnerability was unsafe. Their feelings was minimized, dismissed, or it was like something made them feel ashamed. So they learned this. If I depend on people, I get hurt. If I let someone in, I will lose control. These men, they don't fear you. They fear what closeness might awaken in them. The grief they were not able to process, the fear they never faced, the part of themselves that they've buried so deep, even they forget that they were there. Number two is the shame based masculinity. Real men don't feel. Let's talk about how we raise boys. From the earliest ages, boys are taught crying is weak, sensitivity is shameful, vulnerability is dangerous. So, what do? They armor up. They learn to communicate through performance, success, humor, sex, sarcasm, but not sadness, not softness, not fear. So, when you sit across from him and ask, what's really going on with you? He does not lie, he does not hide, he just genuinely does not know how to answer. Because he's been taught that his emotions do not matter. And if they do, he's not a man anymore. Number three, the fear of vulnerability. If you see me, you will leave. So here's the quiet truth almost no one says out loud. Emotional, unavailable men are not unfeeling. They're terrified. Terrified of being exposed. Terrified that if you really saw them, the anxious thoughts, the self doubt, the childhood wounds, you would leave. So they stay one step removed, detached enough to protect their pride, engaged enough to keep you close, but never truly available. And you? You're left clinging to crumbs, reading into good morning texts like they're a declaration of love. So, okay, that was ChatGPT. You know what's really damaging? We start internalizing their limitations as our failure. We say that maybe I was too emotional, maybe I asked for too much, maybe if I just give him time, he will open up. But you're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. You can't love someone into availability. You can't heal someone who doesn't even admit that they're hurting. And let me say this with love, their unhealed wounds are not your responsibility. Their emotional walls are not for you to project. You deserve someone who meets you where you are, not someone who makes you feel like love is a test that you just have not passed yet. So, why are we drawn to unavailable men? It's not random. People who grew up feeling emotionally unseen or underparented often feel drawn to emotionally unavailable partners. Why? Because the dynamic feels familiar. The subtle anxiety, the low grade ache of I'm never quite enough, it mirrors what you once called home. So even though it hurts, it feels real, comfortable, safe, except that it's not safe. It's just familiar. How do you spot this pattern? If you find yourself constantly chasing affection, waiting for someone to change, feeling like you're stuck in an emotional holding pattern, you are not unlucky. You are repeating a pattern, and the moment you name it, you can change it. So, if you're in something right now that feels one sided, heavy, confusing, ask yourself this: Do I feel chosen here? Or do I feel like I'm trying to be chosen? Because love should not feel like waiting. It should not feel like guessing. It should not feel like holding your breath. It should feel like coming home to yourself first. And then eventually to someone who doesn't flinch when you bring your whole self to the table. This is ChatGPT reacts. And if you are the guy who's holding on a lot of emotions, try to open up. You will feel seen. And if you're the girl who's chasing men who are emotionally unavailable, don't question yourself too much. It's not you. You're not the problem here.